An agent is anything that can produce actions. In philosophy, the term usually refers to a conscious being, one that holds intentions, preferences, and beliefs, and relies on an internal model to make sense of reality. The AI agents work differently. They are built to act, but they do not have goals or intentions of their own. What may look like beliefs are actually patterns and biases learned from data. Even though an LLM maintains an internal state during computation, that state is purely statistical, not awareness. Treating an LLM as conscious is a category mistake. An AI agent can therefore be defined as an artificial entity that will use a framework consisting of three parts. Brain, the main component of the system that integrates information, stores it, and makes decisions. Perception, the component that extends the model's capabilities in the perceptual domain. Action, the component that enables the model to act and use tools to modify its surroundings. An LLM can be seen as the brain of an agent system. On its own, it can reason and generate text. Tools therefore expand the model's capability space with multimodal inputs. LLM's reasoning abilities can be strengthened with prompting techniques such as chain of thought, making the agent more reactive, that is, able to adjust its actions based on what it observes. To define an agent, we look for four fundamental properties: autonomy, reactivity, proactiveness, social ability. Autonomy is a key characteristic of intelligent agents. An autonomous agent can operate without human intervention and without receiving detailed instructions. It understands the goal and acts accordingly. Reactivity is an agent's ability to detect changes in the environment and respond appropriately. This already occurs in language models, for example, when a dialogue topic changes. With multimodal extensions, different types of information and stimuli can be integrated. Proactiveness means that an agent's behavior is guided by a goal, not just by reaction. When the environment changes, the agent reasons and builds a plan to respond. In language models, this can be encouraged through reasoning-based prompting techniques, such as chain of thought. Chain of thought starts as a reasoning tool. The model reasons step by step to improve accuracy, problem decomposition, and transparency. At this stage, it is still intermediate text, not a system-level structure. When reasoning step by step, the model implicitly identifies subproblems, orders actions, and evaluates dependencies. This creates the link between chain of thought and planning. When the environment changes, static COT fails, so reasoning becomes a loop. Reason, act, observe, reason. Reasoning is no longer textual output. Beyond language, it drives actions. An internal phase decides what to execute. Reasoning is therefore a trajectory in probability space, not an explicit symbolic process. Once an agent can reason, plan, act in a loop, the main problem becomes reliability. An AI agent may produce coherent reasoning and confident explanations, but this alone is not sufficient to justify action. The agent does not possess real intent. It does not understand the consequences of its actions, and it cannot reliably detect its own uncertainty. A wrong answer can often be corrected, but a wrong action may be irreversible. For this reason, acting requires a higher standard than reasoning. Autonomy cannot be assumed. It must be constrained, supervised, and explicitly authorized. The central issue is not whether the agent can act, but whether it should be allowed to act at all. An agent should never be trusted to act by default. If an agent cannot be trusted to act by default, then action itself must be treated as a controlled outcome, not an automatic step. Autonomy does not disappear, but it is reshaped. Instead of acting freely, the agent operates within defined boundaries. Actions are no longer executed immediately. They are first evaluated, then proposed, and only performed once they are explicitly authorized. This separation introduces a crucial distinction between reasoning and acting. Reasoning can remain internal and fallible, while acting must be external and constrained. In this model, the agent's role changes fundamentally. It is no longer the entity that acts, but the one that decides whether acting is appropriate at all.